Hi, Dwayne here, the Curious Sage, bringing you the transformative power of human connection. Today I want to reflect upon moving from breakdown to breakthrough. Now, we all go through things in our lives where we're just emotionally drained, or we have some sort of a trauma or something happens to us and we just feel like we're about ready to just break down. You know, the world seems to be crashing around us. There doesn't seem to necessarily be a way out. And these can be really big things in our life, and sometimes they can be really much smaller things in our life. You think about getting to a point of frustration with a project at work, or dealing with a situation with a family member or something where, you just kind of hit the wall. And those are the points at which sometimes we allow our emotions to get so much in the way that we don't see where the light is coming from. In fact, we can get to a point from a breakdown perspective, we feel like we're stuck in a closet somewhere and there's no light at all. Or we're stuck in a cave and you can't find your way out. But one of the things that's really present to me is that in my life, the point at which I felt like the breakdown was just going to utterly destroy me, or it was actually, perhaps going to close off an entire path for me, or it was going to destroy everything that I had worked for up to that point. It was at that point that the breakthrough was just around the corner. And I look at this from a perspective of being somebody that is always starting something new. People will tell you that I have this really bad habit of getting really energized about something, getting into it, really going at it until I reach this point of frustration where I can't figure something out. Something doesn't work. I do a lot of craft work, and some things that I've tried to do, I just get to this point and it's like, I don't know where to go from here. And it's at that point that oftentimes when I step away from it for a moment, that the light comes on. And it's like, oh, well, I should have done this, or I could do this. And I think that that's true not just for the little things in our life, but the big things as well. And so at the point at which you feel like you can't go any further, that life is just going to fall apart at your feet, you're right there. You're right there at that moment. The other thing that's present to me today as I reflect upon this is how this all relates to our own life journey. There have been many moments in my own path where I have felt like I can't go any further. I'm stuck. And it's at that point that a little bit of persistence was all that was required of me. A little bit of hanging in there a little bit longer. A little bit of keep going and don't worry about getting it right. Just stay in the game. And I've seen this in many courses I've taken over the years, especially for my own personal and spiritual development, where I felt like this is it. I'm done. This isn't helping me. It's more pain than it's worth. That I hung in there just long enough to realize that I was right at the point of that breakthrough. And when that breakthrough happened, it was like, oh, the lights came back on and I could see where I was at. And it was like, oh, okay, well, this makes sense now. It's really in the breakdowns where our greatest learning comes from. And so what I would encourage you to think about, particularly in this holiday season, where at times we can just feel like there's so much rushing at us and there's so much that we feel like we have to do or we want to do. And this is an opportunity to just be aware of your feelings in that moment, and then maybe take a few deep breaths and get in there one more time. And allow the breakthrough to actually show up. That's all I have for today. Check me out on my website, and I look forward to getting back to you again soon.